guys, I'm getting FOMO. I'm getting FOMO and I'm done with the FOMO. So here we are. I'm going to do the 333 challenge, which is 3 books that I think are so overhyped, 3 books that I think deserve the amount of hype they've gotten, and 3 books that are criminally underhyped. Let's just get into it. I'm going to start off with a series that I just finished not too long ago. So this is kind of a little bit of a cheat since it's a series and not just one book. But I'd say that the Psycho Shifters series by Jasmine Moss is so overhyped. I had so many high hopes because everyone and their mom loves this series, and her new series, I think The Blood of Hercules, I think that's what it is also very popular. So I had super high hopes going into this. But, well, if you've watched my recap for the month of October, you will know that I absolutely despised a lot of the books in the series. I loved the first one. I thought it was really good. Great start. Second one, it was not great, but I was still like, okay, let's continue. Third one, I didn't understand that. Siri interrupted me. How rude.
Men.
Third one, third book, I completely despised the FMC because she was just stupid. Like, brain wise, there was nothing in there. It was empty. You knock, hollow, hollow. She was just so brain dead. It made me very frustrated to root for her character because I wanted to strangle her. I was like, how are you not understanding what is right in front of you? It was frustrating, but I decided to move on with the series because the last 3 books in the series were supposed to focus on a different FMC. So I was like, okay, let's go. Fourth book, solid start. Fifth book, absolutely favorite book in the series. Sixth book, worst one I'd read in the entire series. I got no closure. It was just a rough go. So in its entirety, completely overhyped. I would not recommend that series. It is not a good time. Second, and again, this is another series, it's the Kingdom of the Wicked series by Carrie Maniscalco. And I despise this book because, again, I disliked the FMC. I don't think there was a lot of chemistry between her and the MMC, and she just came off as annoying. Her emotions are kind of all over the place, and the plot, we don't really get a solid foundation for the plot until maybe end of book 2. Book 3 was probably my favorite one of the 3, but it was too much spice, as this is a young adult book, and it is closed door. There is so many references to spice and the lusting of the FMC and the MMC. I was just like, I don't care about the relationship at this point. Give me the fantasy elements. Give me the plot. I need that. I don't care about these you're lusting after him, he's lusting after you. I don't care. With a YA, that's not why I'm here. I'm here for a plot that thickens, okay? I want a plot that drives me to keep going. I want to be so emotionally invested into the story that I stay up on a work day. I need that, and I wasn't getting it. It was actually kind of painful to get through, and I listened to this series. I didn't physically read it. I feel like if I would have physically read it, I would have DNF'd it probably around book 2. It was just very frustrating. All right, third, I'd say Rhapsodic, that series. I can't speak on as a whole. I've only read Rhapsodic, and I'm still kind of going back and forth with myself if I want to actually finish out the series because the first book was so bad. I really have no words for how much I dislike this book. I listened to this book and it still haunts me with how much I disliked it. First off, the FMC, I actually didn't hate her. She was fine. It was just the lack of plot and the lack of pushing forward with the plot. There was not a lot happening for most of the book, and then the things that did happen I wasn't driven to continue the story. And the way things kind of ended, the villain in the story and how that all of that happens just makes me mad because of how it was handled and the situation. It just felt kind of anticlimactic to me. And the big thing that happens, it happens really quickly. So we were all kind of driving towards a certain point, and it doesn't hit how I think the author or maybe a lot of people thought it hits. I personally didn't enjoy it, and I didn't really feel the chemistry between the two characters, the FMC and the MMC. It kind of was like, eh, the relationship kind of felt a little shallow from what I can see. I'm sure that maybe it gets deeper as the series goes on, but at this point it doesn't feel that way. And I was very much intrigued from just the beginning. It has a great hook, but it kind of just falls short for me. Next up, let's talk about 3 books that I absolutely believe deserve the hype that they are given. First up, and this is no one's surprise, it is the One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns duology. Yes, again, another series, not just a single book, but these books are fantastic. And I kick myself all the time. Why? Like, why did I wait so long to read these books? They were so good. The first book, I must admit, is a little slow because she's world building. World building takes some time, okay? But the way this world is built and the storyline between the characters is fascinating, and it's just so interesting to read about. And then we get to the second book where all of the bricks have been laid, the foundation is there, and we can just really fully envelop ourselves into the story. And I love all of the characters. They all just come together so beautifully, and the way she organizes the second book, ah, fantastic. Absolutely deserves all of the hype. Next up, I have Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, and oh my gosh, I believe this book is one of my all-time favorite books. It is so good. It's plotted so well. The characters are so developed and so interesting. There is just so much going on, and just the world building is done quickly and efficiently, and I love to see it. It doesn't happen often. Sometimes it does take a while to build a sufficient world, but for this book specifically, it was done so well. I love, love, love the MMC in this book and the backstory and just everything that is this book. I absolutely love, and I think that this book is absolutely worth all of the hype that is given. Well, okay, so for the third one, again, it's going to be another duology for my third book, and that is going to be the Divine Rivals Ruthless Vows duology. And oh my gosh, is this worth all of the hype, because it is just such a beautiful story. Just at its core, yes, there's romance in it, but that is not all that it is. There's like a tad bit of magic in there that really rounds out the story, but the way that Rebecca Ross writes her worlds and her characters is just breathtaking. Honestly, it's just so beautifully written, and just the emotions that you go through, it's good when you're crying, you're going through like a whole emotional roller coaster. It's hitting you where it hurts. Like, that's what Rebecca Ross can do to you. That's what she can do to you, and it's quite impressive. And you know what, it's deserving of all of the love and the hype that it gets. Honestly, it might be a little underhyped in my opinion, but I think this one is so good. So if you haven't read that duology, I'd definitely go do it. Now let's get into some books that I think are criminally underhyped. All right, first up is the Scarlet Veil and the Shadow Bride duology by Shelby Mahurin. This is a spin-off series from the Serpent and Dove trilogy, yes. And might I say, this is probably one of the best duologies I have ever read. Again, first book is a little, it's not the fastest pace, but it is really, really interesting and good. And you're following some characters from Serpent and Dove, but the storyline for this particular character is honestly so fun to see because of her development from, if you've seen her in Serpent and Dove, it's it's night and day, but her continuous development through this duology is unmatched. Not to mention vampires, okay? Vampires. We love witches and we love werewolves, whatever, but vampires is always gonna be my number one. Hello, Twilight. That is where it started, and this is where it's gonna continue, okay?
So the lion fell in love with the lamb.
I really loved this duology. First book was fantastic. It leaves you on a cliffhanger, and then we get to the second book. And the second book is like a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-star read for me. I loved this book so much that I literally had to go back and I listened to it. I re-listened to it because I was so upset that it had to finish. It was just so good. The way that things go from bad to worse to like bad, like it just, there are no words to really encapsulate how freaking amazing Shelby Mahurin had made this story what it is. Her work, her plot lines are fantastic. The twists, the turns, the villain, oh my god, he's a villain. He is a villain. I have never, like, I hated this man. And it's I'm just I'm I can't, I have no words. It's just so good. And the fact that no one talks about this duology is literally crazy because it's just so freaking fantastic. Okay, so again, it's another series. I'm sorry, but not really, because this series is absolutely fantastic and I do not hear enough people talking about it, and that is the Beast of the Briar series. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling that is also a reverse harem, and I will say, if you're not a fan of reverse harems because you're like, well, the FMC never has like equal feelings with her MMCs or vice versa, I think you should really give this one a shot because the love between these characters is fantastic. Like, it literally leaps off the page when I tell you how many times I have laughed, I've cried, I've nearly thrown up because I'm just like anxious. It is truly a page turner. There's only 4 books out currently, but the last 3 come out next year. Like, all 3 are getting published next year according to their publishing schedule. So you won't even have to wait that long for the rest of the series, but these first 4 books, words, are literally fantastic. The development of the characters, spot on. There is a morally gray type of character that you absolutely love. You want to protect him at all costs. But all of the characters have their own issues within themselves, and you kind of see them just work through those things. And there's a lot of family dynamics that are really going against this group. And it has you on edge. That's all I'm gonna say. Go read it. It's so good. Last but certainly not least, the third book that I would say is criminally underrated, it would be literally anything by Jennifer Hartman. Literally anything. But we're going to talk about The Wrong Heart, okay? The Wrong Heart. I don't hear anyone talk about that book. Not a single human being. But does it rip your heart out, quite literally, out of your body to be stomped on and then thrown, those fragments, into a pit of fire, and then those ashes are then thrown into the wind? Yes, 100%. I I mean, this is more than just like it's like a contemporary romance, but Jennifer Hartman is so good at bringing such emotion to all of her characters in all of her books. Like, the emotional roller coaster, I don't think anyone really understands. I don't think I've cried more for any author's books than I've cried for Jennifer Hartman's books, but The Wrong Heart, I was crying within the first chapter. And that speaks to the quality of the writing because there are so few, I won't say so few, but there are just a particular few authors who can really strike you down with a character's story within the first chapter. Like, you're already feeling a connection between the characters, and so much that you are crying for that character when we've just begun the story. Like, it's so good. And her characters, again, are so flippin' fantastic, okay? But The Wrong Heart, if you have not read that book and you want something that'll emotionally rock you, that for sure is gonna do it. But honestly, most of her books are gonna do it. But that one in particular, that had me on the ropes. That had me on the ropes. All right, guys, that is it. Tell me if you've read any of these books, if you agree or disagree with me. Let's talk about it in the comments. I'm here for some bookish conversation, okay? But until next time, guys, read on, my bookish friends.